Hey guys, it's me T coming at you with another daily video for today in terms of what's going on. The energies are interesting. I think they're kind of like yesterday, but a lot less intense. But still kind of in the confusion zone. Okay, so that came out crazy in my body. So I don't know if it came out crazy when I just said it. But so what we're going to do here is actually the plan is to definitely put love first by actually putting God first because I love that saying. So we're going to start out with are we doing two cards out of here? Yeah, I'm getting two cards even though I wanted to do one where we're going to pull two yin and yang out of these just kind of as the overall energy for today. Then we're going to pull two out of here for the soul family aspect of our lives. I'm not going to get too into detail what that's all about, like in terms of what that area contains. But then we're going to, because it's written in the description box. And then I'm going to go with this, which I found super interesting as I kind of refreshed the cards. Calmness came out and I was like, wow, that's crazy shit, because it's like that's exactly what you need to get through these energies. Okay, I like feel this in my heart too. So we'll see if it comes back up again, but I have to basically just be patient with me. I have to shuffle all the cards because that's what was coming to me. Basically it was coming to me to kind of just shuffle them while I'm on here, just to get on here. So yeah, so just bear with me as I shuffle. All right, so to Grandmaster G, all those that I've called upon prior, I now ask for the highest and best two yin and yang cards to be placed at the top of this deck that accurately describe and express the natural, native, and authentic energies of today's numerological day. I can never say that word. Along with the universes and along with how it applies to both of the areas of life that we are discussing today. Thank you. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now for the two cards that I've just asked for? All right, awesome. You know what? Well, fuck it. Do I flip these over right now and discuss one by one? Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, nice. Do I discuss the bottom of the deck at all? They're telling me no, but it's really good. The good stuff is really coming up. Interesting. Ooh, so all right, so on a small level, you're having a lot of realization and epiphanies. And what's happening here, very interestingly enough, is I feel as though it's not the realization and epiphanies that comes to mind right away. It's more so one of those realization and epiphanies where your heart is kind of expanding with your mind. So you're kind of like outgrowing a lot of what's it called? A lot of like the old school kind of mindsets that like are not working for you. Okay. There's actually something here that I wanted to also mention. It's kind of like if you had a plan in place, like let's say you have a preparation plan in place for, okay, when something does happen in your life, like this is how you want it to go down. I feel as though you're letting go of the stubbornness of the way you kind of like put into place that plan to be like, okay, so I don't want to, do I use this example that I'm thinking about? Okay. They're telling me yes, so I'm just going to go with it. So basically, let's say you're like meeting somebody new in your life, okay? So let's say you're planning for meeting the love of your life. And there's a way that you kind of promised yourself that, because you've been fucked over in the past or whatever, there's a way that you promised yourself that like going forward, the next person that comes into your life, you're going to basically put them through a test to see if they're going to pass it, okay? And so basically, like, you lay out a plan as to how you're going to make things work. You know what I'm saying? In terms of having this person pass it on a practical level. And if they pass it, it's like, then all, like it's like flying colors, right? Like in the romance, like it basically is a practical proof of the fact that you're not being crazy, like you're being very kind of what's the word called? Methodological? Methodological? I can never think of it. You're being like methodical. Okay, yeah, that's it. Methodical. Thank you, 18. So you're being like you're kind of, you have this like methodical strategy put into place to kind of like what is it called? Not prepare you and this other person, but basically to be to kind of show your practical self that this is the person that's going to be for you in terms of love. Okay, if they pass this kind of test that you have in place. Now, what I want to say here is that's the realization and epiphany that you're actually letting go of. So I feel like I'm saying that for somebody out there because that's a very specific like thought that came to mind. So it's kind of like what you have to do here is like you literally have to, because this is the thing, you can plan all you want, and you know how it says like, you know, you can plan but like God laughs, like that's the whole thing. It's like us as humans, we can plan whatever the fuck we want, but when it comes down to it, it's like you plan, actually you have that in place as a plan without the feelings. But once the feelings come along, which is actually kind of good, right? Like I respect that a lot. If somebody has that in mind and they're like, no, this is like, I'm on this, like they're like, you know, stubborn in a good way to all about it. I'm so all about that. However, there is a feeling that I think we all forget. Like we forget about feelings when we plan. That's what I really want to say there. And so with the feelings, I feel as though, and I'm not going to say it in a bad way, but I feel as if the feelings overpower the plan any day. And that's exactly why God laughs at the end of the day, I feel. Because it's like, you humans are so hilarious. You leave your fucking feels at the end when really they're supposed to come first. Which is why I want to also shout out the book by Danielle Laporte, which is her fire starter book, which I fucking loved. And it was all about putting your feelings of intention first rather than planning before like, you know, drawing out a huge entire plan and strategy or whatever the fuck, before feeling the feelings or calling on the feelings that you want to feel, you know, as you kind of, you know, get proactive about putting the plan into work, right? So long story short, what I want to say there is that this is that you're letting go of something. You're realizing that, you know, when it comes down to love, and I love to talk about love because love really does need to be in all of the aspects of life, okay? But not only that, I love talking about love because there's so much different variety of ways that it comes in. And then there's like, you know, the yin and yang to it, and then there is like the positive and the negative to different styles of it. So for me, I love talking about love just in all of the ways and forms that it comes into just it comes alive in, you know what I'm saying? What was I going to say though? I was going to say so what you're doing here is you're just kind of releasing what you have kind of put into play, what you've kind of put into play from a long time ago, based on like the risk that you kind of, I guess, experienced, or based on, put it this way, based on not wanting to experience the risk that you've been put through again, when it comes to love, because it fucking hurts. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. I full on respect anybody who says, hey, listen, I promised myself this a long time ago that this wasn't going to happen. Cool. Right? Got it. But the whole thing is, at the same time, you know, you have to kind of figure out you have to kind of figure out the feels in it and who you're actually dealing with, because I also fully believe, excuse me, and when I say that, it's like, wow, I just like inhaled like deeply, where it's basically like you're releasing anything that basically is putting another person through kind of, what is it called, like any constraints or any kind of like what is it called, like constraints. Why is constituents coming to me? I don't even know what it means actually, but or any kind of yeah, I'd have to look that up. Any kind of like what is it called? Like boundaries that you're putting up are healthy, but sometimes we because of fear or because of lack of love. Oh, that's beautiful. And I just saw 1010 when I saw that. Wow, that's beautiful. We then put up basically too much of a boundary where no one can get in, and if they get in, it's like cool, but they still need to pass some fucking, some fucking things. And a lot of the time, it's really interesting because it's like, and God forbid, because I really want to say that, if you resonate with me and these readings, you are the type of person that really does your best to work and operate on your own energy, right? Not trying to be influenced by other people, because other people will also like kind of put their shit upon another to be like, hey, here's what I went through, don't let it happen to you. You know what I'm saying? So we all love each other in that sense, to be like, we're watching out for one another, but you yourself know deeply, again, sorry for the background noise, you yourself know yourself on a deeper level, to know that, to trust and know and believe in yourself that not that it won't happen to you, but if it does, you won't get bothered by it, right? Like, it's kind of like, you know what, you're going to do the best that you can, and you're not going to kind of let it, you're not going to, like, if it destroys you, it destroys you. You've already fucking told yourself that it's going to destroy you, and call it a day, right? Like, it's kind of like you decided to take this risk to be like, you know what, if it destroys me, fine. I knew that I was going into it about to become destroyed, that type of thing, right? And so the whole thing is like, when you make that decision, like in terms of like the worst case scenario, which that is what we're trying to kind of put our boundaries up towards, and like, up against, and also putting these people that we've never met through the kind of, what the fuck is it called? When you're being put through the, whatever, like you're, I can't think of the saying, but when you're being put through the ringer, okay, I said that once before, because only due to another person's like fucking really asshole actions, right? Like towards another. So that's not fair either, right? And actually that like creates a whole bunch of fucking resistance. And as is, emotion can cause resistance if you're actually kind of experiencing a new change. So it's very like you have to really operate on your own energy in order for you to kind of literally kind of get past those restraints and move forward in your life, right? So I just feel like a lot is falling away, like, because you're feeling like the immense amount of restraints going on, and I feel as though you've kind of already put yourself through the entire like boundary aspect of life. Like, you kind of already feel as if you have a wall up all around you, because that's just like maybe how, whatever it is, like protective you are of yourself and of your heart or whatever the fuck. But the whole thing is, it's like now you have to decide what's going to fall away to kind of balance out, to keep the healthier boundaries, and then to also balance out like what you want versus what they want. So it's all about compromising is what I want to try to say here, right? So it's kind of like you're letting down some of your fucking things that you've planned about in order for you to kind of gain more of a success in your life, and especially when it comes to love, because again, love is spread to all aspects of your life. That's like one common essence, that needs to be there for you to have a really good and exceptional life, right? So you can't cop out on the love. You just can't do it, or else you're just like whatever, So here's the thing. So your angels are helping you with this, and this is a clear, like, to me, butterflies are, transformation and God. Hold on one second, guys, because I feel like thank you. So, Mama, can you go into the other room because I'm recording? Thank you. Sorry about that, guys. I just can't, like, I can't compete. I can't compete anymore. That's what I'm Yo, thank you, God, for that, because that is exactly what I'm trying to say here. It's like there's too many restraints happening because there's a lot of competition, and it's like, fuck, you have to simplify a lot of the a lot of the, not realization and epiphanies, but you have to like simplify what's getting in your way so that you can stop competing against yourself or against what other people had to say to you or against even the over boundaryness that you put up, so that you can literally take them down a notch and you can literally kind of like fucking move through, move forward and through all these obstacles that are kind of like maybe coming at you, for you to get to the other side of like experiencing your fucking true love, because that's a lot of people like me are the ones that are waiting for it, right? Or have been like really kind of patient for it, is what I want to try to say. So there's a lot of angelic help. And what I wanted to say there before was, butterflies are transition. Butterflies to me are very much so, godly type of insects, right? Like, or godly type of just like an animal spirit, because they are so just gentle and angelic and just, and just like, and beautiful, right? Like they're pure beauty. When have you seen an ugly butterfly? Like, that doesn't even fucking exist, right? So that's what I'm getting here, is that there's just, the angels are really, and God too. It's like today has been, do I share what I learned today? Yeah, they told me yes. So, the thing that I learned today is God is able. That has been my mantra today, because it's kind of like allowing me to self-care in a way of just surrendering and letting go. Okay. So that's like really, this is so funny. Look how like one is low, right? Like one is low and one is high. Okay. So it's kind of like, so whatever was holding you down or back, right? Again, which is a yin at like kind of effect, is now being like released, right, with the help of the angels and God and love itself, right? And or the source or whatever. I just like to use God, because you know what, at this point I don't give a shit. Like, if you believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't. I'm gonna just use it as like a very quick reference. So it's kind of like, but to me also, I'm not gonna lie, like the word God has been way overplayed. Like, I rather use like dog, the backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like God backwards. Like, call him a dog, because dogs, just like somebody said to me today, what was that? They're like something, and dogs are the best things ever. They're like the fluffiest things ever. I forgot what it was, but I had met somebody today that told me that, and I was like, yeah, you know what? It's so true. So it's like, so like, let's look at God in a fluffy way by calling him not a dog in a bad way, or like, but also it's very high vibrational, right? Like, in a sense, like dogs are super, like, they're loyal, they're happy, they're joyous. Oh, that's what he was saying. Something about joy. It was like, there you go. Confirmation. Dogs and something else are like exactly where the joy is at. And I forgot what that something else was, but he mentioned that. I was like, yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. And so when it comes down to this as well, it's like the self-care that's happening, and I love self-care so much. Like, I love it, like, to the point where this is such a foundation. And what I'm getting here is exactly this. You're going, oh, and see how, like, where it's written is actually different, too? It's like, okay, so release the lower vibrations. Not that the butterfly is, but that's what you're doing. You're releasing the low vibrations to get these realization and epiphanies to kind of take their place. And then you're kind of, like, in this high place, and you're in this high place with the foundation of self-care, right? So it's so beautiful. So as a Yang card, what was I getting here before 18? There was something here that I was getting where it was like, hold on. I actually, thank you. I'm going to just say thank you, C, for being here, because I just felt one of my angels right here with me that, like, yeah, that, like, is going to help me express this. So what I wanted to say was self-care had something to do with realization and epiphanies is foundational work. Okay, so here's the thing. You're going to realize a lot of things today in terms of affirmations that are of self-care to you. So like I said, you know, the mantra that I had today, so mantra, affirmations, prayers, whatever you want to call them, like positivity, you know, statements, it's all the same thing. And basically, like it's the knowledge of self-care that you're actually embracing today on a very high level to get you through, to basically get you through, but also to kind of ground whatever you're trying to manifest. Okay. So like I said, today was like God is able. Like a friend had shared that with me, and so that was like that was a part of my self-care regimen, is for that to come in. Now the whole thing is it's very interesting as we're going through these transformations. Self-care is super huge, because of the fact that it's the only thing that we can possibly hold on to kind of have us be at our most vulnerable level today, which is going to get through, it's so funny, which is going to get through to our like kind of like outer life, but also inner life. And when I'm saying like vulnerability, I'm actually seeing my lip color up here labeled nudes. So it's like, send your nudes to whoever you need to, in terms of not actual nudes, but your vulnerability, right? There's going to be like big vulnerable talks today. And maybe ones that you were even a little like fucking weird about, but you know that, see all this green, there's so much healing here, right? And there's so much like, there's actually these blue and white and blue and black butterflies are kind of like, isn't that funny? Blue and black, just like I was talking about releasing the lower vibrational energies, but then the white is kind of like this, like, what is I gonna say, like this kind of purity liftoff type of energy. So it's very interesting, the symbolism on here. But both are very much needed and very much balanced. And also they're very healing for one another. I feel like there is absolutely a connection amongst these cards today, which I'm sorry you can't see. Like, I don't know why the fuck. You know what? I'm gonna have to get like a little stand or something, but to like put these on. But what did I want to say? You know what? But I can't see it that way. Damn. All right. I was gonna shift the camera for a second. But so what else do we have to say about self-care? Is that it? Yeah, they're telling me that's it. So I don't know what I was going to say there, but I was going to just say that that's basically, I'm going to get this out of the way because I like cleanliness and I like neatness. And I like to work like where there's fucking, I love my surface spaces to be fucking clean as fuck. Okay. So, ooh, and when I say that, I get super hot because that is the truth. Maybe, all right, I'm going to have to come back to that self-care thing, I feel, because there is something that wants to express itself out of me, but I don't know what it is. But basically, oh, that's what it was, that these two blue ones, okay, so blue is actually expression, right? Blue is the throat chakra, the thyroid area, okay? And what I want to say is, like, you are expressing yourself to basically, you're expressing yourself on a very kind of masculine yang level today. Because see how these butterflies are not actually like reds or anything like that, like in terms of like feminine color, like they're more like cool, like they're, and actually you might have some very masculine or, you know, kind of yang conversations in terms of expression today that are actually super gentle, and are super like expansive, right? Because like this butterfly's wings are super like, you know, open. So they're expansive, but they're not your usual or typical masculine energy where it's like a roar. It's just kind of like, here's where I stand. You might roar, you might come off like you're roaring a little bit, but not too much where it's like overly like, I can't even fucking handle you right now. Like, you're just gonna have to walk away from it. It's like literally so well balanced, right? That it's not even scary. It's just a discussion. It's just like, what, you know, Like you're just coming up with you're just trying to come up with either a solution or whatever, or speaking your truth to actually gain some peace, right? So and that's what it is. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I had an epiphany today too, actually, a realization where I was like, wow, I really work hard for my inner peace. Like, that's really what I do. And when I express myself to others, that is exactly what the motive is for me to have inner peace. And I express myself not in a way where I throw it upon somebody, where like, here, you take all of this shit, like this attitude, this nastiness, whatever. No, I'm actually very kind of what's it called, like very thought out and thoughtful in my in the way that I want to express something, because I never want it to come out as like overly emotional. I want it to come out very heart-based and very direct and to the point, because that's what my heart loves. I feel like that's what every heart loves, but they are too fucking, I don't know if it's about courage, I have no idea. But it's just like, you just need to get down to the simple fucking facts of it all. I mean, that's really what it is, to kind of get through these larger than life, in terms of what it seems like, you know, different, you know, obstacles that you have to overcome. Okay. So what I realized today was like, I really do care about my inner peace, and I care a lot about others' inner peace too. And this is why I feel like I'm very thoughtful in terms of my delivery, and not so much to throw my emotions on somebody to be like, oh my God, this is because of you, or like to put anybody down. No, because that doesn't actually create inner peace within me either. That actually is a takedown for another person, and it is a fucked up situation if you're actually trying to gain inner peace. Like, you're not going to gain inner peace that way, is what I'm trying to say. If you're trying to take somebody else down that you're trying to talk to, and then you know, try to gain a one-sided inner peace for yourself, it doesn't work that way. You need, in order to have inner peace, you need to create win-win-win situations for everybody else around you as well. So I think that's what I wanted to kind of blend here with these realization and epiphanies. It's like, you really need to express yourself for your own inner peace and healing with the green, right? And again, blue and green is also very well balanced. I see a little yellow here, which is also joy. And there's a little bit of like fire essence here too, where it's like a little spitfire, a little like, you know, there's going to be a little bit of passion there when you speak it. But what you're radiating out with this flower is you're radiating out this light and this joy with the passion from where it came from. Okay. So it's not bad. It's just something that needed to come out for you to, for both people to understand, or both people or both parties, however you want to say it, to understand where exactly what's like going on within themselves, so that they both kind of figure out how to proceed better, right? So, and it's all about that. It's really beautiful. So, okay. Here we go. Whew. All right, so A-Team, we are now looking at, yeah, we're looking at the soul fam area of our lives. So I am now asking for the highest and best 2 yin and yang cards to be placed at the top of this deck that clearly describe to us what we need to know about it, and how today's numerological, I can't say fast enough. Numerological energies of today, along with the universe, flow into it. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here, right now? All right, they're telling me no. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here, right now? Now they're telling me stop. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here and right now? All right. Awesome. I love when we're all on the same page. Talk about win-win. Oh, this is so fucking beautiful, guys. This is beautiful. I love it. Do we talk about the bottom of the deck at all? Oh. Do we really talk about the bottom of the deck? All right. Yeah, they are giving me 2 yeses. So do I talk about the bottom of the deck now? All right. Yeah, they're telling me to leave it for last. All right. So first is joy and stability. So when I was talking about on a yin level, like the angels are, the number 4 is definitely angel numbers. And I felt it here too. I said, your angels are really helping you out here. Like, it's so true. For you to kind of like, and it's funny because it's all coming kind of in alignment where it's like, again, you're dropping realization and epiphanies for you to experience and bring into your life more stability and more joy. So it's interesting, and I was also picking up on is that funny? There's also like a lot of, you might not see from there, actually. Let me try to shift you. There's also yellows and oranges here, and yellows and oranges are showing up here too, right? So, I mean, this is really beautiful. Even though I feel you may not have actually purely felt the joy and stability, I want to say that it's coming your way, okay? And this has a lot to do with it in the ethers. So it's coming your way this week, okay? So it's like today we're Tuesday. So this is Tuesday to Tuesday, where you're really getting this angelic guidance that I really feel like, I even said it, what was it, yesterday or day before yesterday? Where I feel like it was yesterday, where I feel that the veil is very thin between us humans and our angels, and literally they're just like coming through and just delivering their joy and stability to us, like, and that's where the rebalance is happening. Okay, do I need to discuss this any further? No. All right. Okay. Nice. 2 is listen. Oh my God, such a powerful card. I mean, this is powerful too. But guess what? It's so funny, guys. The way that I'm taking this, I'm telling you this right now through my feels, is like, okay, great. Love it. You know, like, great. You know, I believe in it. Joy and stability, great. However, I'm like not excited about this. Joy, like, put it this way, like today I feel as though I dropped a lot of kind of like excitement to be like, you know what, bring it whenever the fuck you want. Okay, like it's just kind of like I was excited all up until now. Maybe this is why this is the joy and excitement that's kind of like being dropped from you too today. Like the joy and stability that you once knew is being dropped like from your system as well. So that you can actually gain a better understanding or a better foundation. Because again, 4 is the number of, for me, gratitude, foundation, love, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that's what's happening here. It's like creatively and with a lot of light and with a lot of like, you know, intuition, there is joy and stability coming your way. But today's the day where you really kind of just dropped all of what you knew to say, you know what, I fucking surrender to you guys because I can't think about this any longer. Like I can't kind of, there was a saying that I came into where it's like, I'm all out of good ideas. What was it? Hold on guys, I'll look it up. I'm all fresh out of good ideas. That's basically that's like this card here. I feel like you've been really like doing your best on your joy and stability level. Like you've been doing the best that you can in terms of the phase that you're coming out of. But the whole thing is it's like it's not good enough for you at this point. You know that you need to reach another level of it. And so it's kind of like, for me, I'm like, okay, that's cool. I appreciate that this is coming in, and I appreciate that the angels are at work and doing whatever they need to. But at this point, it's like, I kind of like just, I've done the most amount of believing that I possibly can pump into a situation, that now I'm just like, it's all in your hands, and you bring this actual joy and stability like whenever the fuck you guys feel is right? So it's kind of like the realization and epiphany that came through was like you just giving it over to the God, to the angels, to all of those that watch over you, to be like, you guys handle it from here on out, because I'm like done. Like there's no other way that you can see your way out of the level that you're at now to then kind of like quantum leap to the next level that you actually are all fully deserving of, right? So it's kind of like, I want to say it's a form of giving up, but it's not even a form of giving up. It's a form of transferring over the power, okay? It's like transferring over the power to the A team to be like, listen, like, it's all you guys. So that's what I'm saying. I'm like, not like, I would be super excited about this. And I was, right? I still am, always quietly. I always will be, because my inner kid won't let that shit go. But the whole thing is, my adult like self is just like, I'm exhausted from like kind of putting all this belief into something that you thought was going to be, you know, something, I want to say like easier, or something that was going to come to fruition already, and it hasn't. And, you know, there's just like a lot of patience that went into this work. And it's kind of like, even that's a sign when you know that shit's about to like transition for you, okay? When you're just kind of like, all right, giving up status, that's when you know something really good is coming your way, all right? So I just want to say that if you're kind of like a little feeling down in the, not in the dumps, but like down kind of like energetically, it's okay, because again, you have to kind of release the shit that no longer serves you so that you can kind of retain this higher essence of yourself, okay? So what was I going to say? Also, do I talk about that pizza wisdom? All right, no, they're telling me no. There's something else that came up to me today. So, or came up in my world today. So when it comes to this card as a yang level, it's very interesting, because I feel as though you are, I love this. Her eyes are green, okay? And she's a fucking wild child, obviously. Like, there's just like, and authentic, right? In herself. I actually called myself a unicorn to somebody today. So it's just kind of like, you know, the whole thing is, it's like, use your best form of communication. Really, you know, listening is so super huge. And I feel as though what I'm getting here is like, there's light bubbling to the top, where it's now going to be kind of like passion, right? Passionately, like there's something around her neck, which is red, right? The collar is like red. So it's kind of like something like she's speaking her truth with joy and gratitude and all this like kind of willingness, right? But it's coming out with passion in the aspect of having the vision of healing and love, but also being very kind of, here's what I see in this. You know, when somebody's kind of like sitting at the edge of their seats, like, okay, I'm like, I've spoken my piece, and now I want to see where this fucking goes. Like she's kind of just sitting at the edge of her seat to be like, okay, I'm listening, universe, like, to like what else needs to be said or done here. But the whole thing is, it's like, I'm also listening to how whatever was expressed is now being taken. And by listening, I feel as though this, since there's a whole bunch of yellow here, I feel as though the listening here has to be done with feeling. And I did say before with one of these cards, is that that's where the listening is going to come at. It's maybe not through so much through the ears, but it's through the feeling that you need to listen to your gut, right? Listen to the yellow. That's the solar plexus. That's the gut. So it's kind of like, and then again, and when you do that, you express yourself with like this kind of like passion. And also red and yellow to me are like hunger. And at her soul is this like kind of like compassion, compassionate pink, but also like this beautiful magenta pink, where it's kind of like, again, self-care, right? Self-care is what I like to see as a magenta pink, because self-care is bringing in that light kind of pastel pink mixed with red, right? That passionate aspect of yourself, and really kind of gifting it to you, right? So there's a lot of self-care here. It's like you've really done a complete, like you've kind of gained completion in your self-care by speaking your truths. Even if it came out passionately, that's basically what was needed to be done for the universe to gauge where you're at in your self-care, right? So it's really kind of cool. I love her how her hair looks like fire, but also what I'm getting back here is like, look at this. Like it's definitely angelic work. Like you have the white here, which is pure in the middle, and then you have, a divine feminine and the divine masculine kind of like balancing themselves out. So this could be, in fact, a divine masculine and divine feminine energy kind of discussing something, but also leaving the kind of breath work in between to the angels, right? It's like that trust is being left to the angels, that that purity and communication is being left to the angels, and it's kind of like, listen, like we're gonna keep this at a peaceful level no matter what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? And it's interesting because I feel like since the green eyes are kind of like around the blue, but also the white and the pink, like I just feel like the eyes really have a lot to do with this background. Essence, it's like both people have this vision for healing, right, at one another, or the world on a grand whole itself. But at the same time, I just saw 4040, guys, beautiful, which are it's angel talk, right? But at the same time, I feel as though the divine feminine has really kept to her self-care in terms of expression, okay? And see how like the pink is a little kind of faded, like there's a lot more blue. I just feel like now the divine masculine, like, so the divine feminine has helped the divine masculine to kind of see her vision of a more healed future, right? Like in terms of like emotional work or whatever the fuck it is, like that she had in mind, right? She's done the speaking, she's fading out, and now he's kind of, the green is around the blue area. So now it's like he's been helped to be rebalanced in terms of his vision, so that now he can actually have the courage to speak up his passion, right? So it's kind of like a tennis game going back and forth, but like not in a bad way and not in a competitive way. I feel like as if we just dropped, like I said, the competition was between us and not the other person we're talking about, but the competition was between us and our environment, or what's been said to us, or what's been, kind of instilled in us as a belief, and not so much like what we're cleanly going after. Do you get what I'm saying? But that's being dropped away today, so I'm super excited about that, because it's like there's absolute connection being made all over the fucking place. Like there's radiating connection going on all over the place, but at the same time, there was things kind of in the way, but I just feel like they're all falling away now, which, like, the stuff that's in the way was all falling away. I don't know what I just said before that, but I was like, hopefully that made sense. So yeah, which is, pretty fucking huge. So, and it's vibrancy that's actually coming into gear, because if you guys can take a look at these two cards, they're both very vibrant, right? So again, a lot of what's dropping away is bringing about vibrancy. And I really do feel that the angelic realm is super excited about, they're super excited about what's going on in the background, like that we can't see. And do you see like this is pretty cool, like how it's like there's like movement, right? Like behind this person, but it's all very much so on an invisible level. So it's kind of like, okay, like awesome, we're kind of getting prepared for this, but sometimes preparation doesn't feel cute. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't feel fluffy. All right. So sometimes you gotta like handle your shit in a real and raw way. Just to kind of get through it, but then you'll soon enough be experiencing fluffiness. So what I want to say is, in the extension from like this upcoming week, just really listen to yourself, to your inner knowing, and to your kind of, your inner willingness, okay? Because that's really kind of like you listening to your angels, you listening to your gut feeling. And it's just kind of like, don't even listen to the person that you may be talking to in a good way. I'm just saying, like, always just listen to yourself. Hear people out is definitely a positive thing. That is always going to be the case. I mean, in my world, I don't know about anybody else's world, I love hearing people out. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that can come at me where I'm going to be like, oh my God, that's like too much. It's like, no, because you're actually bringing more experience into my life, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, when you're making decisions, you have to listen to your own self and nobody else. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter how close you are to people. It doesn't matter, like, whether you're talking about family members or whatever. You know how they say family first? It's like, no, no, no. I appreciate the family first concept, but the truth of the matter is you and your gut come first all the time, because when you're by yourself, your gut is there to save you. All right, all right. So it's there to kind of reposition you, and I'm getting super super overheated when I say that, is because you're not with your family members all the time. You're with yourself all the time, and you need to kind of start listening to yourself, which is on a very yang level. So also on an inner level, but also I just feel like this week you're gonna be doing something very kind of maybe like out loudly, like filled with light that people or yourself are not used to, but it's all because you listen to your gut. You know what I'm saying? And that's a beautiful thing, because you're creating this like epic flow of change in your life, where an expansiveness. So there's the ripple effects, right? But not only that, but through your actions, you're showing other people how to make a positive change in their life, and you're also being inspiring and influential in terms of the groups that you kind of circulate within or around, or are a part of your world, right? So you're actually being very inspirational this week with the help of the A team, because you're actually willing to listen to the angels, which is the number 4, and you're also able to kind of listen to them as they ripple the joy and stability out into your life, and just kind of act upon it, right? So it's kind of like this is the number 2 here depicts you and your A team working your shit out this week, like together, and you are so full on grateful. You're like very balanced, you're very grateful, you're passionate when you kind of speak your truth, you're willing to kind of like stand in your joy and stability of what has worked for you and what will be working for you, because again, you have a vision of how you see your life in a healed manner, okay? And you're going to want to just maintain that. Excuse me. Also, her hair is like totally standing out. And here's what I want to say to this card, like, which is so crazy. I don't know if you've seen the I think her name is Eva Simons. I think so. Eva Simons, EVA Simons. She has a music video out with actually more people than I thought, but definitely with Will I Am. And her hair is kind of like this, where I fucking loved it. And it's called This Is Love, right? And so what I want to say is that it's just kind of like this fiery, passionate type of hair, where I feel like since it's orange, it's kind of, or red, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's orange. It's basically like you're being sent a whole bunch of creativity. You're being like the mad scientist, like willing to experiment with different things that the A team sends you, so that and passionately like express it, right? So that you can literally just, your result is going to be this grin, and also this aspect of, like I said, like you're going to be waiting at the edge of your seat, like, what is this person going to say right now to what I just fucking said? Because it was so whacked out crazy, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's all about you just kind of taking information in, but also, expressing information out and sharing, your love and what you envision your healed life to look like, right? Which is going to be the exceptional life. So are we moving on to the next deck of cards? Yes, we are. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Bottom of the deck. Oh, this is interesting. They wanted me to talk about the bottom of the deck before. So here's what I'm right away seeing. I'm going to just place this here for a second. You guys just sit tight, okay? Oh, I like how there's flow right after it. Yes. So here's what I also like in this is that, okay, so the twos and the twos, there are two people that are literally super powerful, right? They're super unique and super powerful. I want to say they both have what each other has. So this person on the outside could look like this, but he has this person within himself. And vice versa. This person can look like this outside, like on the exterior, like kind of, whacked out crazy, but in a good way, right? Spiritually crazy and just like fucking unicorn status. But yet she too is a warrior on the inside. Like that's some crazy shit. So what I want to say is the divine feminine, I feel, is going to be looking, okay, she's both masculine and feminine are going to be working with their angels this week. That is for sure. Okay. Way more powerful this week than the usual. So you might see some like definitely like miracles happening in your life. Okay. But what I want to say here is that there's a lot of, do you see like the ripple effects? Like there's like these circles around the mind. Okay. So it's kind of like, the person, how do I want to express this? Okay, so maybe there's a person that's doing, so when I was talking about feeling, right? Feeling is a very intuitive, and feeling, I feel like, is a divine feminine aspect of, like, it's just a divine feminine, like placement in the body. Okay, the solar plexus is like where the womb is, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's also the sacral, which is creativity. So it's like the divine feminine has like pure like feelings, if they're willing to side with that. But the divine masculine in this case, and I don't know what his ordeal is or what his what's going on within him, but right away I see that the eye is going to be very big. It's like he needs to close his eyes to then like use his intuition, right? So he may not be going by feeling, because again, that's kind of like, for me, I've noticed out of experience, it's a little hard. It's a little tougher for you to ask men to feel, because they're so not the feeling sex, okay? So, but what I'm gonna ask you to do here is literally just close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes and just envision yourself with the third eye. So here's what I want to say. So like Shallow Hal, that movie, I watched it a long time ago, and I feel as though like he was intuitively going with his eyeball, right? With his third eye. Not to say that, like, I don't know, like, you're not going to make a mistake, right? When you go with a third eye. That's a promise, actually, that I could absolutely make. But the whole thing is, it's like, I feel like maybe the divine feminine, like I said, has really influenced the divine masculine in a very positive way, where they're now going to start really using their esoteric powers, which to him is going to be his third eye and intuition, rather than seeing things for, I mean, listen, when you use your third eye, you are seeing things for what they are, okay? Like when you're meditating, meditation literally opens you the fuck up, okay? So maybe this guy's meditating, right? Also, maybe that's what this card is saying. So take it as that as well if it resonates. But what I want to say is, like, as you meditate, light is going to come through, because it doesn't matter how hard your shell is, does not matter, that you are still there. It's kind of like there's no material out there that will ever disconnect you from the above source, from the source above, because even the source had made this material, right? So it's not going to make a material that's going to be like too tough to like literally get through to you, right? So long story short, it's kind of like, this person has been through battle and he's maybe exhausted. Both are exhausted, even though they're not showing it. Because I just feel like they're super, what is it called? Like using the divine powers within them and divine connection within them. They're very connected. So they're really not even running off of their own energy anymore. It's kind of like all divine, and it's for the divine. It's not even for themselves or for others anymore. So that's also kind of dropping off here, is what I'm sensing. And which in essence is really for love, right? It's like basically coming together and being like, listen, like we gotta do this thing for love and not for anything else, right? So, but what I want to say here is meditation would be awesome for the divine masculine this week, because it's not a refusing to see, it's literally using your eye to see, okay? Your eye to see clearly. What was I gonna say? Because if I didn't finish my train of thought before, because I feel like I'm bouncing all over the place, um, the divine masculine is actually it's easier for him to be in meditation and to see with his third eye rather than go with the feeling sometimes. Like sometimes you have to like graduate or you just have to stick with where your strength is, right? Like so it's one or the other. Like you might have to use your third eye in order to graduate to your feels, but these are depicting like that they're actually super well balanced. They both have what they need to kind of get through life. So maybe the divine feminine will be listening a lot, and then the divine masculine is going to be kind of receiving a lot, right? So maybe that's their magical power this week, right? But here I see both people are super balanced because they're in their quiet position. They're kind of just like in like, all right, let's just see what happens. And, you know, again, they're working with their angels. So it's beautiful. It's actually beautiful because today's an infinity day and we are working with a 4 and these two add up to 4, so that's 8. So there you go, infinity. It's like joy, like the A team is literally bringing joy and stability to both the divine feminine and divine masculine this week for those who are deciding to side with what's it called, with like, you know, love. You know what I'm saying? Like just to kind of put love first when it comes down to any aspect of their lives. So that's really good. And so by that, I love that I saw that there's a completion, there's a flow that's beginning to happen, and that's a beautiful inner peace type of feeling. I mean, that's amazing. That's also a personal confirmation for me. So thank you to the A team above and around us as I'm talking about them, or as we're talking about this area of our life. Okay, let's move on to the next card, shall we? Next card deck? Yeah, okay, they're telling me yes. All right, so now I'm going to pull 2 of the highest and best, and thank you, 18, for placing 2 of the highest and best wealth, power, and empowerment cards at the top of this deck in regards to today's natural, native, and authentic energies, as well as the universes, and how it applies to that specific area of life. Thank you. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now? Damn, I went too far. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now at all? All right, give me a second, guys. Do I stop shuffling the cards right here right now at all? All right, awesome. Oh, excitement. Opportunity comes out a lot. Yes, this is amazing. Oh my God. So it's funny because I'm not like, this just came out the starting point. Okay, so again, we got flow here. Okay, so there's like a flow where I said it's a completion of sorts, but when there's a completion, there's a starting point to the next cycle, right? So amen to that. All right. So do we look at the bottom of the deck for this? Okay. Do we discuss it? Yes. All right. Oh, I love it. Abundance is at the bottom of the deck. All right. So I'll just save that for excitement later because that's super exciting. By the way, joy and stability and abundance. Yes. Love it. So there we go. So there's something to really look forward to. And now, as I say that there's something to look forward to, I mean, joy and stability, like your angels are really bringing you an opportunity this week, which is awesome. Or today, rather, even, because today's not over yet. So opportunity, this is on a small scale or on a, quiet or whatever you can think of, kind of more interior or more, less of, not less of in a bad way, but less of like in terms of just like a smaller, portion of it. That's what this card represents. So that's the yin card that we have for today. Opportunity. I see unity right away, which is beautiful. That's awesome. So it's like there's an opportunity. Oh my God, I love it. So to me, these are like kind of 2 people coming together, just like, just joyously and stabilizedly, and just kind of, really good, what is it called? Really good, just kind of acceptance and understanding of one another. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's all. That's it's that simple. Procrastination robs you of opportunity. Very interesting. So, all right. So I feel as though with this, it's very interesting. You know how I was saying creative ideas due to her hair? It's like this is how it's all flowing, right? So I feel as though now, like maybe, so today, this was like the first part of the day. This is like the second part of the day, okay? So this is more like, this is like during the day, this is more at nighttime, okay? So opportunity is coming up with, I feel as though the divine feminine's creativity, it's coming out some way and somehow. I feel like even after this video, something could be delivered in terms of an idea, okay? Something sparks. And do you see this card? It's actually orange and it's red, and that goes to show you there's like something sparked and there's something like passion. And look at how crazy that is, because it's like literally coming from this corner. So I love it. So there's like opportunity that's literally just, I guess, showing up, right? So that's how that works. And all you really have to do is just kind of think of another person that it's going to help if you can't say yes to it. Because some people get a little scared, right, when it comes to opportunities. But the way to kind of get past it is when you see an opportunity, you have to look at it from all different angles and not so much yourself. Because let me just tell you something. Some people will deny themselves from a really good fucking opportunity knowing that they are not worthy or deserving enough of it, okay? But here's something I want you to know. Self-care is actually showing up here on a yang level, okay? So I just feel as though there's a smaller opportunity showing up, which is kind of like in a good idea type of form, okay? That's being sent to you, and you have to act upon it with passion. It's kind of like it's absolutely going to get done since it's the red here. And it's gonna like really bring it's gonna be really brought into completion, because the O for opportunity is kind of like a completion of a cycle. All right, so there's gonna be flow there. And then the procrastination robs you of opportunity. So it's kind of like this, like both the yin and the yang will not be procrastinating about whatever the fuck comes in. It's like literally, and it's directly right across from joy and stability. So I feel as though the angels are really bringing something to you because you've done a lot of clearing today in terms of emotional clearing. Okay, so you're gonna have something to cheers about. There's gonna be like a yeah, there's gonna be really a cool like happening that goes on, and I really do feel like it's gonna be after this video. So I don't know what it is there. Maybe it's just like two people coming together in terms of a better way, or like because again, I've been channeling a lot of love readings, right? Whatever kind of categories it is, because of the fact that I feel like that is one thing that the people that are resonating with me, they want more of, okay? So don't be like worried like, oh, this was supposed to be about like these two things. It's like, no, everything is connected. So, and since and actually I feel as if I want to say like, get used to it, because of the fact that I really love love, and love really needs to be in all aspects of our lives to make us prosper and feel more fortunate, right? So it's like, that's basically going to show up in all the readings pretty much, and it's going to be, you know, exuding from me. So it's like yeah, we just all have to get used to it, because it's gonna be around, it's gonna show up, you know. And it's really how we all kind of stay connected, which is very interesting. It's how we all stay connected to ourselves and our angels, and then amongst one another, right? So it's just beautiful. Like, you have to really keep love at the forefront, everything that you do. And also to kind of grant you the inner peace that you deserve. I mean, it's basically like creating heaven on earth, which is beautiful. And that's where the joy and stability are at, right? But that comes in all forms. So yeah, I see these two these two people have like full cups now that they've kind of like filled themselves up with the self-care. Again, there's been a completion of a cycle, which I feel like has brought them the joy and stability within themselves to then kind of, cheers it up and be super excited about like something, right? Whatever comes up. As an opportunity, and it's just really all good. It's super like in the right direction. It's also very sun-filled, I feel, because there's a lot of rays here coming from the solar plexus, so it's kind of like a sunny opportunity, all right? Even though it's very minute, guys, your joy is actually found in the smaller things or in the lesser things. Like, people think that, like, that's why they say, like, money doesn't really bring you joy. It's like, it does, because we kind of need it in this life to kind of expand ourselves out a little bit more. But really, like, if you had nothing, you could still be of the sunlight, of like just super joy and super stability in terms of other things in your life, and be pretty much complete if you were to just work on it. You know what I'm saying? Accept it for yourself. And again, self-care is the acceptance of joy and stability in your life. Also, listening to A-Team, that's self-care too. Saying yes to opportunities is also self-care. So there's a lot of self-care stuff going on today, for sure. And by doing all of that, all of the work that kind of all of these cards entail, you get attraction, that's what self-care, to kind of pump your life filled with self-care. You attract that good shit, that high vibrational shit. So let's just see what this has to say. Because look at that, money bags, kids, abundance. Yes, even though abundance comes in all forms, but abundance to me also is kind of like a dance, because dance in it. But it's also it's to me it's joy. To me it's like a completion of just like feeling the stability in all aspects of your life, that you're doing really good, actually, no matter what earthly concerns you have. That to me is abundance, when like shit is kind of like you're doing your best in life, and you're being honest with yourself. But abundance, again, it doesn't mean just money. It can come in so many different forms. So you're attracting abundance, I want to say, by pumping self-care into your life and in your world. So, all right, attraction. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. Oh my God, that's so hilarious. Oh, I never saw that in my life. Oh. Guys, I fucking love this. That's all I have to say. It's so cute. All right. So, yeah. So basically, what I want to say is very interesting. That's super funny. It's like this is very, very personified too, if that's the correct word that I'm using. But it's like, so I don't know what to even say here, because this is like taking me a second to just enjoy for a second. But it's kind of like, okay, like, so here's the funny part. This is coming across or below the divine feminine, right? As I've depicted her to be, the divine feminine. But it doesn't have to be. It could be like, it could be the divine feminine side to anybody, right? But it's actually really interesting. I've never like put this into thought before. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. So long story short, it's like the divine feminine aspect of yourself was once the shy part in you. So here's what's going on. The divine feminine used to be shy, okay? She is kind of no longer, and I want to say, if you're dealing with a healthy divine feminine, she is actually pretty well balanced. She's not like that, like, over giver, overachiever. Like, she's just kind of like accepted herself in terms of her care, does what she needs to do, and is abundant in that, right? So it just kind of stops at enough with her. It's not like she doesn't have to prove anything to anybody, whatever. So then I feel like, as though, this is very interesting, riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. This is like a little riddle to me right now. So it's like I feel as though so these people that I was kind of talking about, both the divine feminine, divine masculine, they both are very rich in their own way and are actually to show it. Okay, so it's kind of like to balance out not speaking. They're just kind of like quiet. They're just like kind of like to themselves. Like that's the energy that they're kind of giving out. They're still kind of used to their flow and solo-ness. Okay. But the thing is, it's like you have to come up with something creative where you kind of bring out this person's shyness and timidness, because that is exactly how the attraction will be felt by one another, but also attract more riches into the life of both of them. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like right now I feel like they're chilling and they're very happy with both of what each other has. Okay. They're like not complainers. They're just like, okay, listen, like this is what life has given me. I'm very grateful. I'm gonna, even if I stay like this forever, like I'll be fine. But you know, you want more, and you know, you want love, which is going to create the more. Okay. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. So I don't even like know what to say. This is just so hilarious. So when it comes to attraction, both people, I feel, need to kind of come out of their shells, all right, so that they can really attract more abundance into their life. Okay, so there's a reason why abundance was placed here. Okay, because it's kind of all connected. So to attract abundance and riches, you have to literally come out of your shell a little bit, is what I'm getting. So it's kind of like what I see is like vice versa. Like the divine feminine is going to do her best to kind of like attract, like, or help the divine masculine come out of his shell, right? His like solid, like maybe stubborn-esque type of way. And he's going to then kind of create a different way, in his way, in his own way, where he thinks like, it would be cool. To kind of like extract her shy and timidness in terms of what her strengths could be, so that both can really attract this, feel attraction to one another, but attract more abundance, which is what they may need right now because it might be a hurdle in their life. Do you get what I'm saying? But here's the thing. It's like, I really do believe that since abundance came out, this is like such a loud card to me, where I feel as though the joy, like the angelic team of both people, which are now of pure joy and stability because they brought these two people together, okay, are now literally saying, hey guys, like this is like all the process that you've had to go through, but just know that whatever it is that you are even kind of about to listen to in terms of your gut or see in your third eye, expand on, there's going to be abundance there. So it's just kind of put in that last amount of effort. And it's not that last amount of effort. It's just like kind of keep the ball rolling a little bit, kind of like keep the wheels kind of moving, roll with the punches type of thing. And there's going to be like there's going to be a dance at the end. I mean, I'm talking about like a happy dance. Like there is so much joy and golden-esqueness here. You know what I'm saying? And right here, like with this, it's like I feel as though, I don't know what these are, but I feel like it's like you guys have this nailed down, and these are diamonds. Excuse me, like a diamond shape, which I feel as though it's like, and gray to me is actually very happy. I've always said like gray is a happy color to me because it gives you the opportunity to kind of like, I'm confused, but but this is an opportunity for me to kind of figure out which way I want to kind of flow this, right? Into like, what position do I want to put this in? So it's kind of like, so the opportunity is the attraction, and the attraction is the opportunity. If that makes any sense. So it's kind of like the gray area is the happy area. It's the opportunity where you can create your happiness. And so, having this abundance and the attraction together in terms of joint stability, there is some sort of opportunity coming out with all of this. Like, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing. So we'll have to see where it kind of goes. Now, let me just read what abundance says. It says, before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, we must magnetize our minds with intense desire for riches. Wow, amen to all of that, and may we all be that focused, okay? Because I can say right now, I was never that focused on it, but I definitely can and will and can definitely try to do that. That's a really good point. We must become money conscious until the desire for money drives us to create definite plans for acquiring it. Okay. All right, abundance. That's kind of cray. But look at that. There's a key, right? You've been given a key to abundance that now can unlock the attraction of, the riches that's needed. But again, riches might not be just money bags. It might be riches of bringing out all of what has been shy and timid within this person, okay? So it could be like a business opportunity even, right? That is just rich for the taking because let's say this opportunity, literally, literally plays off of this person's strengths and this person's strengths, and yet they just need to come into discussion to discuss the opportunity and kind of create a more of an attraction or more of a willingness or more of a, looking forward to this type of dynamic or scenario. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. It's like this is more of like, what are you looking forward to, right, about this opportunity? So maybe that's the next step here that we may or may not see. Like maybe this is like an actual opportunity that's coming up, or maybe it's like just take the opportunity to kind of like discuss things a little bit more in terms of what you see, right? The two eyes, the green eyes and the third eye. It's like, in terms of what you see or envision for yourself, take the opportunity to discuss a little bit more so that you can attract more of this abundance to you, and you, at the end of the day, will be given this golden, key of opportunity or key of attraction to just unlock whatever it is that you need for both of yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Do I need to say anything else right here, right now at all? No, they were like, no, you gave it your all. I was like, yep, I pretty much did. That was like a pure channeling. So thank you, E-Team. Yeah, it's like again, like, when you're kind of just out of breath and you're just like, all right, I think I'm done. So so there's really all good shit going on, guys. How many cards do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my God, 8, guys. That's amazing. So infinity, and this is how I'm going to end this actually, because I just learned this. Where did I wrote it down. Hold on. It says, nope, it's because I can't think right after I do this. So hold on one second. I have to kind of go to my notes. Give me a second. And I loved it because I was like, I've been using it right after I learned it. I was like, oh my God, this is so fucking perfect. It's called Cue the Magic, baby. Yes. So that's what I just heard. Somebody has heard like a movie just teach me too. It was like, cue the magic. And I was like, yes. So I'm now going to end this by saying, cue the magic, A-Team, because we are freaking ready and we are so deserving, since we've so been in our highest and best form of our own authentic, native, and natural self-care of what we know what to do for ourselves. And we're just ready to level up, you know what I'm saying, into something else that's different, and something else that's like more joyful and stable and becomes more stable, right? Because that's something that you have to grow into as well. So again, there's a lot of healing here, which I want to I just want to like end it with, there's a lot of love here, because there is green. The green in her eyes, the green is standing out at me. It's like the heart chakra. So, you know, even if you have to go outside in nature a little bit to connect your heart to the greenery around you, like please do that because that opens your heart chakra. Especially if you're having discussions of opportunity and attraction and like just like want to just express yourself, like it's a really good heart opener to I always have my conversations outside, by the way. Like I love having that happen because I feel so full on supported. And also, it's very good to actually have discussions as you are up and about, walking and talking, and just like kind of like just like walking back and forth. It's a really good thing to do. Because it kind of keeps your mind active and you're full on connected out in nature. So it's like there's nothing else that's like in your way, and everything that you do end up discussing or you do end up sharing with another person ends up being more from the heart rather than if you're like, you know, caged on the inside in a cubicle and then you're just like, you know, having to be there for work and shit. And it's like, okay, that's all good. But at the same time, it's like you really do need that fresh air to kind of bring in those fresh vibes into your heart, into your mind space, right? And also, I do want to mention too that it's really good to close your eyes when you're speaking to somebody on the phone as well, because of the fact that that allows you to really tune into what their heart is saying. So again, there's a lot of love, and I'm really like overheating again when I say that. So there's a lot of love communication going on here. It may be a little like awkward or whatever, but again, do what you can in terms of self-care to support your heart in this all, because your heart is also going through a transformation that, you know, it's really of the highest and best form of light, because blue is the highest and best form of light. So, like it's very high vibrational in terms of in terms of it being a color. But the whole thing is like you also need to kind of figure out how to support yourself through the transitions, and so those are kind of really good ways to do that. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you stopping in, and fortunate blessings to you. Blessings to all, and I love you so much, and we'll talk soon. Bye. We'll talk tomorrow. Ciao. Oh, hey, I'm just looking at the I'm just getting to see this. Thanks, Eve. You know what I'm going to try to do? I'm going to sign off here because you obviously just saw me talk so much, and I'm going to see if I can actually see the commentary once I sign off. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to use you guys as like kind of a little experiment. Sorry, that was my thumb. So that's what I'm going to do. And if I'm able to reply back, I will by writing. And if not, then then I'm just going to say thank you very much for commenting. I didn't see you guys comment because I didn't have my phone set up, in a way where I can see, the comments come in. But at the same time, I'm definitely going to just like look in to see if I can like look back into the comments and then just reply back that way. So, but if I don't end up figuring it out, I just want to say thank you again for leaving the comments, and yeah, and I love you guys no matter what. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Be well, guys.